Breaking news to CBS Sports HQ in fantasy football today out of the NFL, where the Giants are trading Kadarius Toney to the Kansas City Chiefs. That's been confirmed by our NFL insider, Jonathan Jones. The Giants will receive a conditional 3rd and 6th round picks in exchange for the former 1st rounder from the Giants. Toney has played in just 2 games this year because of a hamstring injury. The Chiefs are on a bye in Week 8, meaning that Toney can't make his NFL debut for the Kansas City Chiefs until November 6th, when the Chiefs take on the Tennessee Titans. Let's talk about that trade here. It's a little bit surprising. I know you're a Chiefs fan at heart, and certainly a little surprised by this move. The Chiefs seemingly getting their wide receiver core in order. Juju's been playing great. Marquez Valdes-Scantling just had a 100-yard game in their last meeting against I'm blanking who they last played because I'm all flustered, against the
49ers. Yeah.
And we had a 3-touchdown game for Mecole Hardman, 2 of them coming on rushing plays. And now they bring in Kadarius Toney, who's got as much talent as anybody that we've seen coming into the league, but just has had the inability to stay on the field. Sky Moore was a 2nd-round pick for them this past year. They're probably not going to get a lot of production from him. How do we feel about this move for Kansas City?
On the one hand, if you can take a guy who was drafted 20th overall last year and get him for a 3rd-round pick this year, then you kind of have to do it. Where he would play on the Chiefs' offense is the part I've been trying to wrap my head up around. I can't imagine he's taking Juju Smith-Schuster off the field as well as Juju's playing. I don't know if he's the 4th wide receiver or if he just plays over Hardman. Hardman goes back into a special teams role because of how much Pacheco and Sky Moore have struggled in this role. Speaking of Sky Moore, this is bad news for any hope you had for him this year, and maybe even for his dynasty value.
So the first thing that will make this trade make more sense to Chiefs fans is that Juju Smith-Schuster and Mecole Hardman are entering free agency in 2023, whereas Kadarius Toney is under
Didn't
contract
MVS
for a while.
got a 3-year deal?
No, MVS did,
Yeah.
but not
Hardman,
Hardman and not
I'm sorry,
Juju.
yes.
Hardman and Juju are free agents. So that kind of tells you what they think their receiving core could look like in 2023. It's going to be MVS, he's still going to be there, and it's going to be Kadarius Toney, provided that he stays healthy, and Sky Moore is going to be in the mix too. That's a lot of speed, and Toney is just an unbelievable yards after catch guy. Mahomes is going to be able to find him in tight spaces and let him make plays after the catch. This could be huge for fantasy. It comes down to Toney being willing to understand what the offense is and him actually staying healthy. He's been dealing with hamstring injuries all season long, but I have a funny feeling that those are going to go away now.
All right, well, you say it could be good for fantasy. You just alluded to this. They have all these receivers. We're seeing our inbox here as we're on the show. We can't go pink ad drops to the same level that our league competitors can, so congratulations to you. Is he going to even make a difference this season? Because, again, it's taken Juju 7 weeks to finally look like a startable fantasy receiver, at least consistently. MVS has been up and down.
There was so
Hardman's
much
still up
talk
and down.
with Sky Moore about how hard it is for rookie wide receivers to learn Andy Reid's offense. And Kadarius Toney coming into this, you have to treat him like a rookie wide receiver. He hadn't been able to learn the Giants' offense yet. So I would be very skeptical that he would make a difference in fantasy this season. I think he's more of a dynasty stash.
Agreed. This would be the 3rd different offense that Toney would have to learn in his 2 years in the National
maybe the
Football
first.
League. Just quickly, that he actually learns.
Quickly, because we'll spend a lot more time on this at some point on FFT.
Sure.
The Giants losing Toney. We've been saying, okay, what happens if he comes back? Wan'Dale Robinson now is solidified as the guy, right? And then Darius Slayton is 2, Richie James is 3. We don't expect Kenny Golladay to come back at any point soon. How does this shape for the Giants receiving core?
I think it definitely puts Wan'Dale Robinson in the low-end flex conversation every week, certainly more so in PPR than non-PPR, and I think Slayton is a boomer-bust type of wide receiver, but certainly not as a flex guy, as a bye-week replacement guy. He's got too low of a floor. I'm sorry.
I might be a little higher on Wan'Dale than that.
I
think there's a chance that he could be a borderline number 2 wide receiver in full PPR if he starts earning 8 to 10 targets a game, which he absolutely should right now with the rest of this.
He got them in a half last week, in the first time where he looked healthy, but unfortunately got a little bit banged up, so we'll see what that means for him. All right, you have a lot of Kadarius Toney questions. We're going to answer them. We might not get to them on the show today, but we'll certainly answer them on our social media accounts because we know you want to know what to do with the new Chiefs wide receivers. So send us your questions on Twitter using the hashtag AskFFT.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.